Hola.
Hola.
Hi guys, this is Daryl and this is my wife Jennifer. We're so happy that you guys are following along with us on our channel. We greatly appreciate all the people who subscribed and hit the bell notification. And we appreciate all the people who never subscribed and just watched a few videos. Thank you very much. Anyway, we want to talk a little bit about our trip from, well, our experience, I guess, from Canada to Cancun on the flight. So it actually went really smooth. I was very, very impressed how smooth it went. We had no issues whatsoever getting on the plane and flying with the dog. Jennifer is going to go into more detail about the dog and our experience, but overall it went pretty smooth, absolutely. The airplane was packed on the flight here. It was right full. The airport was super busy, so there's a lot of people traveling around. Yeah, we had no issues whatsoever. So anyway, I'll let Jen. Oh, I wanted to bring up about the VPN. So I think it's very important to have a VPN when you're in Mexico. It'll give you security, so it'll help prevent hackers, and it'll also give you privacy for what you do online. So if you have a job like Jen's, which you need secure internet, it's a very good thing to have is to have a VPN. I'm not going to go too much further into the VPN. If you want, just research what a VPN is if you don't know. But we both, Jen and I, highly recommend it, but we're not going to do any network marketing type of thing with try to get you to buy into our VPN like some YouTube channels do. Jen and I are not into YouTube to make money off this. We're not going to try to sell our information. We're not going to get the Patron and ask for money for you to join our Patron. Our information is always going to be free. Like I said, we're not involved in YouTube to try to make money off people. Eventually we might get shirts or something, have some merchandise if somebody wants to purchase that, but you know, that's later on. But as far as getting the Patron channel and asking people to pay a monthly fee and stuff like that, we're not into that. So that's not us. I don't want to commercialize our channel, and our information will always be free. And whatever we know, if you have any questions, we'll be more than happy to answer them to the best of our ability. But yeah, we're not involved in YouTube to get rich, to make a pile of money off of our subscribers. So we're just here to have fun and share information and be positive. So that's really all I have to say.
I don't really consider us giving you information. We're sharing our experience. So you can't really charge for that. We're just sharing it. Right? Anyways, today I wanted to talk about what I expected versus what I experienced traveling with the dog. Some of you may know that I was very stressed about traveling with the dog such a long distance. And the stress didn't go away. But we'll break it down a little bit and go through what we did, what we experienced traveling with our dog. We had to fly out of Calgary. We live in Edmonton. We flew out of Calgary, so we went to Calgary a couple of days early. We had some business to do. I expected to be busy doing that, and I expected to be, worried and stressed that whole time. But we got our business done in Calgary within the first hour of being there. So we actually just enjoyed ourselves. We had 2 days in Calgary. Our hotel had a hot tub, or 2 hot tubs on the roof. So we enjoyed that quite a bit. We took lots of walks with our dog.
Yeah, the hot tubs were really nice, that's for sure. We definitely enjoyed those.
Yeah. And we got to meet some nice people, some from, around different places. So it was a nice experience. We walked a lot. It was cold and windy. So they weren't as long a walks as we would normally do. But we did frequent ones, so I think that probably made up for it. And we just relaxed, enjoyed ourselves. I don't think we turned the TV on. If we did we didn't watch it. We relaxed. We enjoyed some rich food because we had to eat out. Well, not out because we had the dog, so.
A lot of takeout.
A lot of takeout.
It's always takeout with us when we travel with the dog.
Yes.
Lots of takeout,
Yes.
which is okay. We're okay with that.
Yeah. As I expected, like most flights, you check in the night before online. So 24 hours before your flight. So we did that Wednesday morning, because we were flying out Thursday morning. And Daryl got his boarding pass, but I didn't get mine. It said I had to go see a counter person, and I was kind of confused about that. And Daryl kept saying, well, try again, but it just said I was checked in. And then I figured it out. It's because of the dog. I'm traveling with the dog, so I had to get assistance at the airport, at the WestJet, to check in, or counter check in, sorry.
Yeah, her boarding pass was a little bit different because of the dog, so when they wouldn't let us do it online, she had to go check in at the counter to get a different boarding pass.
Yeah, which was no big deal. The lineup was short. We were so early to the airport that we allowed a lot of time for the shuttle to get us there, and the shuttle had us there in like 5 minutes. So we were just a little too early, so we just had to, I don't want to say wait in line. I mean, there was 2 people ahead of us, but we just waited because we were early and they weren't open yet.
Yeah, there was actually some hunters from the U.S. that were ahead of us in the lineup. They were flying back to, I can't remember where they were from. They were out elk hunting anyway, in the Yukon.
They were from Alabama.
Alabama, that's right, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. Anyway.
I expected to have overweight luggage because our entire lives were in 8 bags plus a kennel. But we weren't. We did pay extra. Well, you have to pay for luggage anyways. We don't have a WestJet rewards card, which I would recommend.
Just 1 second, look at this. He's just rolling around in front of us, in front of the camera here. Sorry about that, the flipper of the camera. This was too cute to pass up.
So we checked 2 bags total each. So we had to pay $30 for the first bag and $50 for the second bag each. So we've spent, I think it was $160 in baggage.
Yeah.
So yeah, we paid extra. I thought we were going to be paying overweight on top of all that, but we didn't. So good on us, because those bags were heavy. I couldn't lift them.
Yeah.
I wanted to take the dog outside for one last walk before heading through security, and we did that, and he went out and he had a pee, but he was not interested in walking at all. He just he just wanted to, I think he wanted to be picked up. He knew something was going down, so he was confused.
Yeah, he's not stupid.
No, and he was really tired. I mean, we'd been traveling since Monday. It was now Thursday, and it is typical for him to be very exhausted when we travel.
Yeah.
So he didn't want to go for a walk. He did have a pee. So then we went through security. And going through security, I expected it to take a long time because we had so much stuff. So we had 4 check bags, and then we had a personal item. So I had a backpack. And then we had a carry-on, so that I was rolling that.
Yeah.
And my purse. So I kind of had 2 personal items, plus the dog kennel. Yeah. And then Daryl had his personal item, which was a backpack, and his carry-on. Yeah. Which was kind of a backpack too. But so that was a lot of stuff. And in all that were laptops, phones, tablets, CPAP machines, all kinds of stuff that had to come out. So it did take a while, and I had 2 coats on because it was cold in Calgary.
Yeah.
So that took a lot to get all of that out and into those bins. I don't even know how many bins we had, and I forgot about my CPAP machine. So just some patience, and it went pretty smooth. I mean, I expected it to take a while to unload all that, and it did, but, some patience. Daryl walked through with the dog in his arms. I went through that turning one, and she stopped me. She said, "Do you have a belt?" I said, "Well, I have money belt," so I had to go through again, and at that point, the machine so, just some patience. I had to wait for them to recalibrate, and then I forgot about the CPAP machine, so that bag got pulled aside and went through and scanned again. And we just relaxed and let it go. And the guys at security were so helpful.
Oh, they were super helpful and super nice. Yeah, very nice.
So really no problems there. It was smooth. It just took some time. Yeah. But we were patient the whole time. We weren't like, where we got to go? We're not flying in 5 minutes. So once we were through security, I threw out my hoodie because I didn't need it anymore. I was coming to Mexico.
Yeah.
So we needed to get coffee and food and find the pet room.
Yeah, we hadn't had no breakfast yet.
Yeah, or coffee.
Or coffee. Well, we had a little bit of coffee in the room, but it was terrible coffee in the hotel room. It was terrible. Anyway.
Yeah, so we found the Tim Hortons first. We got our coffee and my tea, and Daryl we got some breakfast. So then we just grabbed everything. So we got all of this stuff, these 2 carry-ons, these 2 personal baggage, and the dog.
Yeah.
He's walking at this point though, so he got his long walk in anyways. So now we've got all our breakfast and coffees, and we're going to look for the pet room, which thankfully wasn't too far away. So, but it was occupied. And it's a tiny room. I did not expect it to be that tiny. So we just kind of sat down near the pet room and had our breakfast and our coffee. And Daryl didn't like his coffee, so I had to go get him Starbucks.
I drank I don't think she put any sugar in it. Anyway, I drank about 3/4 of it, and then we were waiting by the pet room there, and there was a Starbucks right there, so Jen ran and grabbed me a cappuccino. I like the cappuccino from Starbucks. Anyway.
Yeah. So he enjoyed that. And when we were done, I took the dog to the pet room. He sniffed things really well. We didn't do anything in there. I tried to get him to drink some water in there. He didn't want any of that.
Yeah.
He just wanted to go outside to where Dad was. So we packed up all of our stuff.
Yeah.
I had things crisscrossed and all over. And so we packed up all of our stuff and we piled into this tiny little room with all this baggage and to see if both of us in there he would pee. And no, he didn't. And it was funny, while we were eating our breakfast, I said the pet room was occupied. Well, we watched this little Pomeranian. He was in there. So they were in there for a while, I think.
Quite a while, yeah.
Quite a while while we were eating our breakfast.
Least.
Yeah. And then finally they came out of the room and he took about 5 steps and then he peed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, typical. So I don't know what it is about the pet room, but I don't think dogs want to go pee in there.
No, he peed as soon as he got out of the room, but
Yeah,
Cece didn't. He sniffed a little bit and was like, looked at the door and was like, okay, I'm ready to go. We can go anytime now. I'm not doing nothing. So, and he didn't go inside the building either. He's a really good dog. He doesn't go inside.
Yeah, so I was really hoping, maybe not expecting, but really hoping he would have a drain bladder by the time we boarded, but that didn't happen. I did everything I could, but that didn't happen.
He did pee before we went in. When we got to the airport, he had to pee outside before we went into the airport. So he did go pee before we went to the airport, but then he didn't go again for 8 hours, basically, really. Well, maybe 7 hours by the time, probably closer to 8. By the time we got our luggage, we had to wait a long time to get our luggage. Always do when you go to Cancun, though. It seems to take forever to get the luggage out of that airport. I don't know. Yeah. Anyway.
So when we were done with the pet room, we decided to go to our gate. We had a half hour to get to our gate. We took the link, and we really didn't wait long at the gate. We finished our coffee and tea. And that's when I really started to stress, because I knew I had to get my dog into the kennel, and I was really struggling with that, an internal struggle. But I did. I expected him to go in easier than he did. He did not want to go in that kennel. But once he was in and he was over my shoulder, he was calm. Boarding was really no problem. We were in row 5, so we were quick to board. They board us first because of the pet. But when I got him under the seat, he quickly or otherwise, I did lots to, I put him down on the seat while we got our luggage overhead and what have you, and until we were ready to sit down, and then that's when I put him under the seat, and that's when he really started to not be happy. He scratched at the kennel over and over and over again. I put my hand in there to try and calm him down, and it just wasn't happening. It was probably a half hour of him struggling and whining, and me trying to calm him. For a good half hour, and then he just settled right down. before takeoff. He didn't stir during takeoff at all. So it was just that I think maybe he just thought himself tired. I really couldn't see what he was doing, but he wasn't stirring. I mean, and throughout the flight, it was a long flight for a little dog like this. I just worried that something had happened and he was dead or something.
Yeah, he was really quiet for a long
so
time.
I would
He
just
never
stare
stirred.
at him and stare at him and stare at him
See
until
for
I
movement.
saw if he moved, and he did finally move.
Yeah.
And
Even I was getting a little bit concerned because he was so still and quiet for a long time.
Yeah, he did stir. Daryl got up halfway through the flight or something. He got our seat companion had gotten up to go to the bathroom, so Daryl got up just to stand. He was
stretch,
right
yeah,
there,
got to
but he was
stretch, yeah.
standing. And then the dog started to freak out again, so I made Daryl sit right back down, and then he calmed down once Daryl was sitting down again. And then he was good until right before landing. And then he
Yeah.
started to paw at the kennel again, and I tried my darndest to get him calm, but it was more difficult for me now because I couldn't bend down. I had to pee so bad.
Yeah.
So it really hurt to bend down. So I just tried my words, and so I don't think I stuck my hand in there at all to calm him, which didn't really work the first time anyway. So eventually he did calm down, and then once we were landed, he was calm. We got off the plane pretty easily, and I had to pee really bad. So that was my first stop. Once I was more comfortable in the bathroom, I took him out of the kennel, and he was completely happy at that point. Even though we couldn't see his dad, he was just happy to be out of that kennel and excited. So,
Yeah.
yeah. Then it came customs. I expect that they did reconfirm at the consulate that we would go into what they called the nationals line, the tourist line. But when we got there, the worker said, "No. Do you have a Mexican passport?" We said no. And they're like, "Okay, then you use this line."
There wasn't even a national line anyway.
It said Mexicanos.
Yeah, but there was nobody at the counter. There was nobody there.
Well, there's somebody help. There's no people standing there.
Yeah.
But they were helping them.
Yeah.
When they did come up. Anyways, so we just went into the regular lineup, which was no big deal, and I just told them, we are going to be exchanging our tourist visa for a temporary residency visa. And she said, okay, and she got some help. She had, asked.
Yeah, there was 3 of them over there figuring out what to do,
and
so.
From what I can see, they did everything right, but
Yeah.
we'll find out when we go to immigration whether they did
It
it
looked
right.
like it was
It
all.
looked like it was all right.
It was all okay, yeah.
For the dog, I expected an examination, and I expected them to want his health certificate and vaccination certificate, and they did. I expected a fee for this, but there was not.
Yeah, they looked at all the certificates, so I don't know,
Yeah,
people were saying,
they
oh
put
no, they don't
stuff-
do that no more. Yeah, they do. They, when we were leaving, she told us we had to go over and get the dog inspected. And we went over to the pet area where they inspected the pets, and he took all of the documents and looked the dog over.
Yeah, they
But there
put
was-
something in their computer, and
Yeah, there was no charge for it though.
yeah,
There was no fee.
The exam was very unobtrusive. They just kind of looked in his ears and
Yeah,
felt his tummy and stuff, but then
Yeah,
he
we
started
were in-
growling, and they said, okay, you can go.
yeah.
And they were even nice. They got us some water for him, which he
Yeah.
didn't drink.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that process, I mean, we're just waiting for the people in front of us to go through. It was a very short process, other than, the little bit of wait for the other people. There was people behind us with cats as well, and
Yeah.
other dogs. And so, yeah, we left the airport, and I took him right straight over there, some bushes lining the walkway, so I took him over there right away, and he had a good long pee, so I felt better then. But I couldn't get him to drink water until we got to our hotel.
Yeah, it wasn't until we got to the hotel where he
Yeah.
drank water.
And again, at the hotel, we went for a walk first, and he did some more business, so that was good. And then we wanted to get some dinner. It was dinner time, and we hadn't really eaten anything since the morning, besides snacks. So we expected to order some room service. We wanted to see the menu, and the waiter says, well, why don't you have a seat? And well, we have the dog, and he says, we are pet friendly, have a seat. So we're like, okay. And
Yeah.
we had dinner in a restaurant. inside with our dog. It was pretty awesome, and he went and put together a bowl for us so the dog could have some more water. And
Yeah, well, they were really good there.
yeah,
Yeah,
So-
you wanted to bring up about leaving the airport, about the changes that were made there.
right.
Yeah.
Some of you, if you've ever been to Cancun, may remember that it's like walking down a gauntlet. When you leave customs, you've got your baggage. There's tour people trying to sell you their tours. There's taxi drivers trying
Yeah,
to sell
tours
you
and
taxi
and
service,
timeshares
and timeshares and
Yeah.
taxi service and car rental, and they're like in your face, and we're here and you want our services, and so you just kind of have to no and get your way through to your ground
Yeah.
transportation. That's gone.
Yeah.
There's still people there, but they have counters, and they're calling to you from the counter, but they're not leaving the counter.
Yeah,
So there's obviously been some changes, and it was all, as far as I could tell, it was just car rental companies.
yeah, it was mostly car rental companies that I
There
saw,
might
yeah.
have been some taxi service,
Yeah.
maybe
It's been 2
tourists.
years since we've been to Mexico, so. But
Yeah.
we come lots, and yeah, it's always been the gauntlet walking through there
Yeah.
when you leave the airport, but yeah, it's not like that anymore.
Yeah.
Anyway, it was kind of a nice surprise, but like Jen said, they did yell at you from, oh, senor, you buy this, a taxi, you need a car, but that was it. It was
Yeah.
nothing,
Yeah.
not like it used to be, where they're right in your face with their clipboards and, yeah.
I'm just going through my notes to make sure we didn't miss anything like that.
Yeah, so I think was pretty much about it that we wanted to discuss anyway. The video is getting a bit long. We like to keep our videos fairly short. We're already going on 22 minutes here, so.
Just a short note, I think, again, I mentioned our dog gets tired when we travel, so he is still very tired. but
Yeah, he's still
he
pretty,
appears to be very happy to be with his
Yeah.
mom and dad.
yeah. And I think he likes the heat better than he likes the cold.
Yes.
That's for sure.
Yes.
But you know, he did, like Jen said, he slept most of the way in the kennel. He stirred a little bit at the beginning and a little bit at the end, but other than that, probably 98% of the flight, he never made a peep and just slept once he calmed down, and that. So it was during takeoff and landing. Anyway, peace out, guys, and God bless everybody, and we wish everybody good health. Adios.
Bye.